Hi friends, welcome to ARC Tutorials. Starting today, I'm starting a new series on MongoDB. This is MongoDB full tutorial series for absolute beginners. Today is the part 1. We will talk about what is MongoDB, what are some of the important key terminologies that are used in MongoDB. It's a basic introduction of MongoDB. We'll keep it light, simple to get you started off the runway. Welcome back, friends. My name is Sridhar. I'm your host. I bring over 10 years of experience as a full stack developer, and I'm here to share my knowledge with you. I'm also here to learn from you. So, during the course of this particular tutorial series, if you have any doubts, just ask me in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you. The playlist link is in the description box below. Make sure you bookmark it and favorite it because I'm bringing around 21 tutorials which are covering MongoDB from basic to most advanced with live examples and hands-on details. You don't want to miss on that. Now, what are you going to learn in this 21 episodes? So I've broken it down into the outline. So you can go through that. It covers pretty much everything that you need to get going to master MongoDB. Right? So today is the part 1 of introduction. But before we talk about MongoDB, let's talk about some important terms, right? So that we both are in synchronization, we both have the same understanding. So for friends who are joining us absolutely new, or for someone who has already worked on some kind of database management system tool, I'll keep it simple and short for you. So we'll first talk about a word called database, right? So what is database? Think of it like database is a collection of data in a structured way. Now that pretty much means that you take any data clubbed together in a proper structured way and it becomes a database, right? That can be any sort of data. The second term that you should be understanding is SQL, right? So SQL means structured query language, right? So the concept of RDBMS came, which is relational database management system, right? Where you have entities defined and they have a fixed relationship structure, right? Which is tables and column, rows and columns, right? So it was easy to query into when there is a fixed structure, and that particular language was called structured query language, right? So the reason I'm mentioning these terms is because what I'm going to tell you now onwards will be totally opposite of what you are seeing here now or what you would have learned in the previous experiences. So let's keep that in mind. Let's start with fresh blank mind. All right, so the first thing you will, before you learn MongoDB, you have to learn what is NoSQL, right? Also known as Non SQL, also known as Non Relational database, also known as document database, also known as key value database. So there are different names to it, but they all mean the same thing. So in simple terms, a NoSQL database is nothing but it's a key value database which does not have a relational data, which means there is no tables, right? Which means there is no rows and columns. There is no structure to it, right? It is a document that is stored as a JSON file or JSON object, right? Which is key value pair, right? So that's why it is called as a NoSQL. That's the word, that's the reason why it is called as NoSQL, because there is no SQL, there is no structure, there is no query, there is no language, there is no relational mapping to it. There is no tables, there is no rows, there is no columns. So I will explain that in the coming episodes, but just stick to this. Just follow with me, stay with me on this. A NoSQL database provides a mechanism to store and retrieve data. That is what is the purpose of a database. Second, it is not modeled in relational or tabular format, which means it is not in tables. There is no entity, there is no relationship, there is no columns, there is no rows. Any database which does not follow typical relational model is called as a NoSQL database. That's how you should look at it. Now there are different variations, different flavors of NoSQL that are available in market. Now few examples are MongoDB is one, of course, and you have Amazon Document DB, you have Google Data Store, you have Amazon DynamoDB, you have Redis, you have Neo4j, etc., etc. The NoSQL databases are really extremely powerful, high performance databases which are used in large data applications. Large distributed network architecture often ends up using a NoSQL nowadays, right? Because the data has exploded, right? So there is so much data available in a large distributed network applications that RDBMS fails, and that's why NoSQL came into picture, right? That is an introduction to NoSQL. Hope it's clear to you. If it's not, drop in your comments. Let's have a beautiful discussion. I'm open for that. All right, so the next thing I will cover is what is MongoDB now? Come on, let's talk about MongoDB. So MongoDB is a free and open source cross-platform document-oriented database, right? So these are too many buzzwords. Let's break it down. MongoDB is free and open source, right? Which means anybody can download, anybody can use it, or anybody can use it in their commercial applications without buying a license. Cross-platform because you can run it on any machine. You can run it on Windows, you can run it on Linux, you can run it on MacBook, etc. Document oriented database because we have learned in the previous slide that it's a NoSQL, right? Which means there is no concept of relationals or tables or rows or columns. It's a flat document, and document is nothing but a JSON object, right? JSON like document. JSON-DB is classified as a NoSQL database program, right? So it's one of an example of NoSQL database. Now JSON-DB uses JSON like documents with schema. So basically it's an open structure. There is no defined structure as to what it should have, what it should not have. It's a JSON document where you can define your keys. You can put whatever values you want. There is no restriction. There is no schema. You define the schema for your application. That's the beauty. That's the power. And that's why it has become an instant hit in recent years. Now, the next thing comes, what is document oriented database? I'm still not clear, right? If you have the doubt, that's where I will talk about this now. A document-oriented database provides APIs or query language that exposes the ability to query or update based on the internal structure of a document. Again, it's still confusing, so let me break it down again for you. So think of it like this. I told you any NoSQL, when you say document-oriented, it's just a JSON file, right? Or a JSON object. Now, if you see, look at an example here, there is field 1, value 1, field 2, value 2. This is a good example of a JSON document oriented object, database object, which means this is a JSON document, right? It contains a schema which has two fields, field 1 and field 2. That's it. This is a valid one because it doesn't have to be primary key, foreign key, constraint, this, that, nothing. It's as simple as that, which means you can have a simple JSON structure with two fields or you can have with 100 fields, right? That's totally up to you how your application demands. It is basically just a key and value pair, right? And that is how we store it. This is absolutely simple. You'll say it's so damn simple. Yes, that's the whole point of it, that it has to be simple, right? And you'll see when we do some practicals that how simple it is, how easy it is to work with. A lot of people think it's scary, it's tough, it's complicated. It's actually not. It's you would see what is there to learn in it. That kind of attitude you'll get into it after a few episodes. Stay in that mindset. Now let's also know what MongoDB is not, right? So that's also important for you to understand what MongoDB is not or what it is not capable of. So MongoDB is not a relational database management system. That's point number one. And always remember that. If you're attending an interview or if you're preparing for an interview, they'll ask you, is MongoDB an RDBMS? They'll try to trick you. And you have to answer, no, it's not an RDBMS, it's a NoSQL database, which means there is no relational system, there is no columns, there is no rows. The second is MongoDB does not have any concept of joins. Now you'll say what kind of a database it is. How do I connect? How do I join? We'll learn all about it. MongoDB has a provision called aggregation, which we use to club multiple collections. But there is no concept of joins as such. So no left outer join, right outer join, all that here. No concept of joins, no joins. MongoDB is not tough or complicated, right? So a lot of people have this misconception that, oh my God, it's complicated, it's document oriented, it is no SQL, it's tough, it is only for team lead, it is only for project manager, etc. etc. So it's for everybody. It's simple, straightforward, easy, dead simple. And I'll show you how simple it is. All right, so now the question then comes, should I learn it? All right, because I am from Java, I am from Python, I'm from Node.js, I'm from PHP, I'm from C++, I'm from C Sharp, right? Should I be using it? Will it support the language that I know? Yes, if you see here on your screen, I've listed few languages which MongoDB supports, but it supports more. I have not listed them. You can check out the official documentation, but these are the primary ones that most people use. So it supports almost close to all backend server side languages. Now, why should you learn MongoDB? That's what I start my series about, that whether it is for you or not. So if you see, I've been sharing tutorials on latest series on mean stack, right? Or MERN stack for that matter. So the M stands for MongoDB, right? Which means you have to learn M if you want to become a full stack developer, right? Obviously, if you want to be a full stack, you can demand more money in the market in job opportunities. And since you already know JSON, if you have worked in backend or UI, working and managing documents in MongoDB is pretty much straightforward and simple if you know JSON structure, right? However, there are few commands, few syntaxes that you have to learn. Other than that, it should be smooth and easy for you. And like I said, MongoDB has evolved into such a powerful concept, such a powerful product, is used by companies and enterprises now. So there is no reason why you should not be learning it right now. All right. And I did not add the other one, but again, you can add that also in your matrimony profile. It will help you get better prospects. All right. Okay, so that brings us to the end of part one of the MongoDB full tutorial series. In the next episode, I'll show you installation. We'll install it in our local machine. We'll get started. We'll install some graphical user interface tool called Compass and RoboMongo, etc., to see how we can get started and start doing hands-on activities. If you like my work and tutorials and wish to support me, please buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/arctutorials. I'll be thankful to you. Thank you and see you in the next episode.